here is your first look at a retail and fake pair of Nike SB Strangeloves. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a comparison video again, and this time it's between a pair of Nike SB Dunks, and it is a special pair, and as you can tell by the thumbnail and the title of the video, it is the Strangelove Nike SB Dunks. So we have what is the special box here on the left, and this is the normal box here. Obviously the retail pair is this normal box here. This is because the fakes try and copy the most expensive one for some very strange reason. So they've decided to do the fancy box. I apologise about my face. I'm incredibly burnt as it is pretty hot here for the first time ever, really. It's never really hot in the UK. So there we go. So if I do a comparison between these two pairs, I'll try and point out some of the flaws and things to look for. This is the latest batch of fakes for this silhouette, but obviously I can't compare the boxes because the fakes have done this, so I will just kind of be looking at the box and reviewing it. I won't actually be doing a comparison between the two. So this is just the standard Nike SB in the kind of turquoise teal kind of colour, and then this is the Valentine's Day special box. So it slides off like this, has the heart cutout, it's pretty cool. Then it comes with just this piece of paper which tells you the size of the shoe and appreciates the sport, but obviously none of the funds go towards this because it is a fake, so I don't think they appreciate your support. Then here is the special box. This looks actually pretty cool. That is a pretty cool design. Obviously it is a skull on a heart. I don't know how close this is to a retail special box because I don't have it, but you can see here the StockX prices of how expensive they are. Even the price of the normal box, just the retail pair, has gone up crazy. I remember on release they were going for about £300–400, and now they're going upwards up to about £1,000, so that is absolutely nuts. So I will open this. It does open at the side, which I find pretty strange. I wish they'd done kind of like a slidey box, something like that, but it opens at the side. Comes with, I'm gonna guess this is a sticker, but it's a pretty big sticker. Don't really actually know what it is, just a card, but yeah. Then the shoes themselves. You can tell who it's from just by this card, so I'm gonna not show you that really. And then it comes with tons of stickers as well, which is actually pretty cool for a fake pair. I think that's pretty cool that they did that. And then obviously here is the other shoe. So I will move this box to the side and then take a look at the shoes. The fake pair is on my left side, and then the retail pair, when I get it out, will be on my right side. So this retail pair is from my friend Brad Hobbs, just like most of the retail pairs that I do reviews of, because he gets access to these kind of sneakers pretty easily. So big shout out to him. His link will be in the description below. You can check out his channel. He's done some sick reviews on Nike SB Dunks and just pretty much any shoe you can imagine. He did the latest Ben & Jerry's Dunk, so you can check that out. It's a pretty good video. So here are the two pairs. Can you see any differences? Because straight away out of the box, they're pretty close. So I'll now just give you some B-roll just so you can check them out and see if you can spot any flaws. So now that you've seen the B-roll, did you spot any differences from it? I tried to give you a few angles just so you could see any differences at all. But here is your first look at a retail and fake pair of Nike SB Strangeloves. So at first glance, they're really pretty close. There are slight differences that I can notice straight away just from the top view. But other than that, from a distance, these would be pretty hard to tell. So I'll be using the left shoe as a comparison to start with, just so we can check them out. If we look at the toe box material, I'll try and give you a closest look as possible. You can see that the retail pair, the material is much longer and thicker than on the fake pair. The fake pair has got it a lot shorter, and when you move your finger over it, the material doesn't quite move as much as it does on the retail pair. In terms of the suede going around the toe, as you can see from the close-up, once again, the material on the fake pair is different to that on the retail one. The retail one, the suede is kind of messy and longer, but whereas on it's completely smooth, it doesn't have any texture to it at all. So when I actually rub my finger across it, the fake one almost feels like a clay material, whereas you can actually feel the fur-like suede. If we turn the shoes around to the side and take a look at the actual heart patch on the side, you can see that on the retail one, it's much more cleanly embroidered than on the fake one. However, I have seen a number of retail pairs, and even including the right side of the retail one on this pair, with slightly differences in the actual embroidery itself. So I wouldn't look too close at this. In terms of how the fake's done, it's done a pretty good job here. If we spin the shoes around to the back here, you can see on the retail one, if you compare this to the fake one on the side, you can see that the Nike embroidery on the back is much cleaner on the retail one compared to the fake. The fake one has the Nike embroidery much thicker than on the real one. They have got the gap between the K and the E correct, however the actual font size is a lot different. Also, just below this Nike symbol, you can see the lines of stitching going across the heel. On the fake one, you can actually see the stitches appearing, whereas on the retail one, they're actually kind of like pretty hidden underneath the material. So that is a difference there. If we look from the top view here, I will give you a close up. On the retail one, the actual cushioning on the inner side of the anklet, you can actually see it's much thinner on the retail one compared to the fake one. The fake one is very chunky indeed around the ankle, so that is a difference there that can be spotted. These are the same size, so do take that into consideration. These should be pretty much spot on, apart from a few minor differences just with quality control. If we look from the top here, you can see that the Nike SB label on the tongue is perfectly sized on the retail pair, whereas on the fake pair, it's much tighter and the actual printing is slightly different of the Strangelove. It's much more cleanly done on the retail pair, and the text size is actually smaller on the retail pair, and everything is spaced correctly. Whereas on the fake one, you can see some of the letters are too closely embroidered together. What I do have to say about the fakes is that they have actually got the material of the inner side of the shoe completely spot on with that of the fake. There is no difference there at all. And in terms of the laces, I would say the fakes are slightly darker than the retail ones, but this is almost impossible to tell. And if it was just this shoe in hand, you probably wouldn't be able to tell at all. It's just when you compare them side by side, hopefully that shows up well on the lighting. So I now will give you a close-up of the labels themselves, just so you can see any differences here. In terms of the inner label, these are almost pretty much spot on. There are differences in production dates, but I don't know for certain if these production dates appear on the retail pairs as well, but everything else is spot on. They've done a very good job of the label indeed. So if I look inside the shoe now and take out the insole, so here is a look at the insole. In my right hand here is the retail one, and in the left side here is the fake one. As you can see from the positioning, there are differences here. So if we look at the feather at the bottom, it's directly below the Nike SB, whereas on the fake one, it's slightly misaligned. Also, the skeletons at the top, as you can see, they're positioned correctly, whereas on the fake one, they're positioned slightly too far to the side. So that is a difference there. If we turn it over, you can see there's pretty much no difference there at all. Thickness-wise and actual feel of them, they are identical. In terms of color, they are slightly different, as you can see, but other than that, they've done another very good job with the insole. And unless you're legit checking them, nobody's really going to see the insole. So if we move on to the right shoe now and take a look at some of the accessories, we'll now compare them there. So here is the right shoe. Once again, this side here is the retail one, and this side here is the fake one. So if we take out the spare laces, it comes with a spare pair of white laces and then the multicolored, obviously the same color, the pinks, the reds and the whites as the shoe, which I actually think is a very nice touch by Nike. So on this side, once again, the laces and the white ones themselves, there is no difference here. They've got this completely spot on. The actual Nike SB print on the bags is slightly smaller on the retail one compared to the fake. On the fake one, the Nike SB logo on the bag is slightly bigger, so do take care when looking at that. But other than that, they are completely spot on. There were a number of quality issues with this shoe, so I have seen retail pairs with a few glue stains and a few issues like that. And this one here has quite a raised toe box, so it looks like it's just been a bit damaged, but other than that, completely the same. If we actually take a look at the underside of the sole, here is the retail one. Look how many little hearts are actually imprinted underneath the sole that you can see. If we compare this to the fake one, you can see there is just not the same amount. Also, the color and positioning of the hearts is wrong. On the retail one, the hearts are a much darker red and a much darker blue, so that is something to note. Also, the Nike SB patch in the middle of the sole is way more texturized on the retail one, comparing that to the fake one. I hope you have enjoyed this video. This was just quite a quick comparison between the Nike SB Strangeloves. I decided to do this because the price is rising so much and quite a lot of people are buying, so hopefully you don't get fooled by a pair like this. This is the latest one. Probably isn't many out there that are better and closer to the retail pair than this one, and still there are a few flaws to look for, so do be careful when trying to buy an authentic one. I hope you are staying safe during quarantine. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, it is growing quite well, and thank you very much for that. It's helping me do videos just like this. So yeah, I hope you are staying safe, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you very much for watching.